Hi friends, welcome to a few minutes of Christmas crafting from Carolina's Cottage. This is Johnny. Whether you're here for ideas or motivation, I have a few things to show you that may help with both. Some of these are thrift flips and some are creations to save the landfill. The first project is from coffee containers that I couldn't bear to throw away. These are a great size for storage containers or for florals and greenery. The gold plastic lid makes them a good choice for Christmas decor. The first few of these were given a coat of chalk paint, and I then realized it's best to remove the label before painting these. So this is a much smoother finish. I gave each of these 2 coats of chalk paint. Today's projects will be in blues and greens. The first canister will be decoupaged with rice paper, and I will add 2 castings of air dry clay to this. I will list the information on the rice paper and the molds used for the castings in the description below. I'm using Mod Podge to attach these, but you could use any decoupage medium. I also added air dry clay castings using IOD Moulds. These add just a little more detail to the design and create continuity since they are similar to the rice paper in shape and style. I used cornstarch in the mold to help the clay release more easily. I used wood glue to attach the castings to the container, and I applied a coat of chalk paint to the castings to help reduce cracking as it dries. The next bit of detail is to add stamps in a design and color that help create an elegant look. Even cottage style can have the look of elegance by adding textured ribbon, glittery trim, and gold or silver accents. The use of blue ink with creamy ivory and gold creates the elegance this project needs. This is China Blue ink from Iron Orchid Designs. I keep a wet wipe handy to wipe the stamps if I've noticed anything smudged before I stamp the piece. And then as soon as I've stamped it, if I notice anything, I will do that cleanup right away before the ink dries. This rose stamp is from an IOD set, and I did cut the stem off because I use it more often with just the rose and not the whole flower. Make sure that every piece of the stamp is making contact with the surface, especially on these curved objects like the one I'm working on. This stamp is from a Prima redesign set, and it will be listed below. Now, I know the instruction from some of these stamp manufacturers is to sand the stamp before you use it the first time. I don't do that, and I think because I don't do that, I get a little bit sharper image when I'm stamping. And again, this is your personal preference. If you like a more distressed look, then you could use a fine grit sandpaper across the surface of these before you use them the first time. I'm going to come back a little bit later in the video and add some ribbon and embellishments to these canisters. This tiered tray will be great to use during the holidays, but I do want to update it from its galvanized finish. I'm using the color collard greens from Dixie Belle. This clay-based paint is very concentrated, so I'll spray it with a little water between coats. This helps with the ease of painting, and it also helps give it a smooth finish. The good thing about these clay-based chalk paints is they stick really well to objects that are made of metal or glass. I hope you are all doing well as we head into this holiday season. Keep yourself healthy and focused on what's truly important. This is the cold and flu season. Here in central Texas and the hill country, we are suffering from the cedar pollen that's so prevalent this time of year. But take care of yourselves, find time to rest, and treasure the memories that this time of year brings. I do want to add that if you're missing loved ones this time of year, think on those things that are good and lovely and perfect, as God tells us in Philippians 4:8. If you need prayer or help, please reach out to someone. Make this time of year one that's filled with love and comfort and joy. Sometimes joy is contentment with our situation for the moment, and this is what I wish for you this holiday season. I'm adding a nice cottage rose to the sides of this tiered tray. Adding stamps to simple pieces changes the theme from a rustic look to a more sophisticated look, no matter what the stamp style is. This cottage rose is one from an IOD stamp set, and I will list it in the description below. I will be listing Myra's affiliate link where you can purchase other IOD products as well. When I was working on this piece, I got distracted. So the bottom piece has already had a top coat applied. You can see a little bit of sheen there. So it's okay to stamp over the top coat, but the top tier has not had a top coat applied yet. So on the whole piece, I'm going to give this a few hours for the ink to dry, and then I'm going to apply a brush on clear top coat. If you need to put the top coat on sooner than a couple of hours, you could also use a spray clear top coat. This next project is an old vintage piece that was very rusty and dusty, and the fabric lining had dry rotted. I'm going to stay with a green theme on this one, and I'll paint the metal the same collard greens color. I'll use chiffon cream from Rust-Oleum on the wicker. I painted the basket chiffon cream by Rust-Oleum, and the metal was painted collard greens by Dixie Belle. Once these were dry, I am attaching the basket back to the metal piece. You can tell it's a cold pajama morning here. We did have a couple of days of chilly weather here in Texas. This little sleigh will get a color makeover so it matches the blue and green theme. As with the larger sleigh, I removed the metal base for easier painting. Since the red paint was a spray-on lacquer and quite glossy, I did give this a primer coat. This is Paint Couture's primer, and I will list the information in the description below. For the design on the sleigh, I used a printout from the Graphics Fairy, and I stamped a frame around the trimmed print. I decoupaged the print, I stamped the frame around that, and then accented the edges of the piece with antiquing gel. Those are the steps I followed. Then I applied a clear coat after everything was dry. I will list all of the products used in the description below, including the website for the free printout. To make sure I centered this printout within the size of the frame stamp that I'm using, I used my thumbnail to make a crease, and that helped give me a line that I could trim around to fit inside the stamp. The antiquing gel is from Paint Couture, and it's in the shade of light brown sugar. I will link that in the description below. The next canister will have a shabby rose on top of the lid. I made this by tying a knot at the end of a ribbon, rolling the ribbon as I twisted and glued it. Hopefully you get the hang of this as you watch if you haven't made these before. I do have my glue gun on a very low temp setting, but I'm still a little bit cautious with this so I don't burn my fingers. And this is just ribbon that I thrifted. I created a foundation for the rose on top of the lid. Use your imagination and whatever scraps and supplies you have on hand. I placed the ribbon and strands of pearls from Hobby Lobby just randomly on the lid, and I glued the rose on top. I also used additional pearls and beads to embellish the top, as well as a little bit of greenery. The stamp and the ribbon are a very good combination on this one. The colors blend very nicely. The back has just a simple text script. This one has a little bit more French country design. This one is definitely cottage style for Christmas. This is a nice blend of French country and English country. The makeover for both sleighs gave them each an updated, elegant look. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching today, and I will see you in the next video.